Yo, welcome back to the Marvelous Chats podcast. Tonight on the cast we have Hofmvn and Zabrewulf. We're going to go through some nerdy news from the week, talk about the Peacemaker finale, which was epic, and yeah, let's just bring the guys in. Let's have a chat, let's see where this goes. It's been a bit of a quiet week, but I just look forward to talking to the guys. So here they come. Give them a warm welcome. Yo guys, what's up? How are you?
Hey, what up, Finto?
Hey, what's happening?
What's going on? Oh, you caught me off guard. What's going on with you?
I'm good, dude. I'm good. My webcam isn't working. Just give me one sec. How was the week, gentlemen?
How's the week? Fantastic. I've been completely addicted to this game called Vampire Survivors. I can't stop thinking of it.
Wow.
I bought it for $2.50 on Steam, and like, it nonstop. It's an addiction. It can't be stopped.
That's epic, dude.
I know you guys have been playing Dying Light 2. I decided to go into Dead Island because I was like, I already have that game. I'd love to try it.
Yeah, Dying Light's good.
Yes.
I'm actually really enjoying it. I wasn't expecting to enjoy it as much as I am, and I didn't play the first game, so for me it was a nice surprise. Nice surprise. Awesome. But I was playing it like co-op with Mex and one of our friends there yesterday. Like the three of us were just running around doing my campaign, and they're like way ahead of me, so they were giving me like weapons that were like level 9 weapons, and I'm like a level 2, so I was just like one-hitting people and all.
Look at these cheaters. Look at these cheaters in a zombie apocalypse.
Streamer loot, bro. Streamer loot.
Dude, one time in Dark Souls, like someone popped into my area and just dropped like a dark hand, which is like something you get way later. It's just one-shotting everyone too. That's amazing.
That's epic. That's epic.
Beautiful.
So
yeah, Dying Light is like the best open world experience I've had since Skyrim. To be honest, it's like I love all the characters. I feel like I'm actually immersed when I'm playing in the world. It's weird.
It definitely looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had a good week then. Not a lot of news this week. So
what?
Well, sorry.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Like I feel like the week is quieter than maybe it is, just because we don't we've had like new content on Wednesdays and obviously Thursdays then for Peacemaker as well. It just kind of feels a little light because we're not watching anything new, I suppose, like Star Wars wise anyway. But yeah, look, I think for the last couple of podcasts we've started with like kind of nerdy news for the week, and I kind of think it's a great start to the cast, and I think it's a good pace to go at. So if you guys want to kick off, what have we got? Hofmvn, you sound like you've got some news.
I mean, did I black out and miss a podcast episode? The Doctor Strange trailer for Multiverse of Madness? Dude, am I crazy?
Oh my god, we didn't talk about that yet? Sorry, because it was on Sunday. Yeah. Bro.
Oh my god.
I feel
crazy.
I've had a weird week because like I genuinely feel like that trailer came out 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Yeah, sorry, I completely forgot about that. I thought we broke that down last week. Sorry, we were breaking down the DC thing. My apologies.
What other podcasts are you doing behind our back, Finto, okay?
No, I could never do that to you guys.
Thank you.
I could never do that. Yeah, sorry, we had the Doctor Strange fucking trailer. And, what else did we... there was a Moon Knight trailer as well. There was a Moon Knight TV spot, which looked pretty cool.
That was a bit of a teaser.
Yeah, for sure. And then obviously we've got to talk about Peacemaker later on as well, which was an absolute banger.
Banger.
Mm-hmm. Absolute
James
banger.
Gunn he can do anything.
I really think so. Yeah, I really think so. I think he's incredible. Like, he just gets it. He's one of us, like, Yes. He's a fucking comic book nerd who just has the power to go out and actually do it. So yeah, I love it. I love it. Yeah, let's kick into Doctor Strange. I suppose we're gonna have to have another Doctor Strange thumbnail this week. It's like been the last like 2 or 3. But yeah, I think I have an idea for this week's thumbnail. Well, we won't have Benedict Cumberbatch on the front this time, I don't think. But I've got ideas. I've got ideas.
Stewart?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Like, do you want to bring up the trailer? maybe we can watch it and then we'll kind of replay it and kind of break it down a little bit.
As he's pulling it up, I just want to point out this is probably my favorite Marvel trailer I've ever seen in my life. Like, this got me hyped better than any other anything we've ever seen. Even
yeah, this trailer's nuts. It really is, like, it's nuts.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
So much to break down.
Yeah, there really is. I'm gonna kill the music here. Full blast, Alex, whenever you're ready. Let's go, guys. Right. For anybody who might be listening to us, we're watching the second trailer, which was just released this last Sunday on during the Super Bowl for Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, skip ahead like 2 minutes if you don't want to hear this.
Yeah.
Every night, I dream the same dream.
So ominous.
And then,
So crazy.
the nightmare begins. I did what I had to do to protect our world.
You cannot control everything, Strange. You opened the doorway between universes, and we don't know who or what will walk through it.
Wanda, what do you know about the multiverse?
Viz had his theories. He believed it was dangerous.
He was right.
Look at that center.
Yeah, I'm like, who the hell is that?
I'm sorry, Stephen. Your desecration of reality.
This was so fucking wild. I couldn't believe they actually put this in the trailer.
Yes.
We should tell him the truth. Things just got out of hand.
Who is that character?
The rules.
Yeah, there's a lot of speculation.
Become a hero.
A lot.
I do it. I become the enemy.
Calm down, Wanda.
Doesn't seem fair.
Oh, man.
Yeah, dude.
It's pumped.
Yeah. It's insane. It's insane.
Yes. That feels like Marvel on a different, like on a higher level than they've been so far, which is like, it's hard for me to believe they can do that. But Doctor Strange is like one of those weird characters where I feel like they can elevate what they're doing because you go into like different dimensions and realms of like all this magical stuff. Like this is bigger than anything, bro. Like the reason Spider-Man was so crazy is because the stuff Doctor Strange could do, right? And so now Doctor Strange is just in his movie doing crazy things.
Yeah.
It's gonna be mind-blowing the entire time. You're gonna see characters that haven't seen in such a long time. You're gonna see new characters coming in. This is gonna be crazy. I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's going to be wild, and I think, you know, from some of the like leaks I've seen and stuff like that, like the cast is going to be outrageous, like really, really outrageous. Like people that you would not think at all are going to actually be showing up in this movie. Like it's wild. It's wild. So yeah.
Well,
go ahead.
Start with fucking Professor X, Patrick Stewart. You see his ear, you see the side of his beautiful bald head, and then his voice comes over. I'd heard the rumors about Professor X coming into this thing. They've been all over.
Yeah.
And I love that Marvel decided to just lead with it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, this is crazy. Like, you're going to hear Patrick Stewart. You know, if you're not a comic book nerd, you're just like, oh, it's Patrick Stewart. How do you not love Patrick Stewart? Everyone loves him. But then if you are, and you know the X-Men movies, you know, which I think pretty much everyone who goes to the movies knows Patrick Stewart is Professor X, right? Even like normal people know that.
Yes.
And he's showing up in this. Just after we had Toby and Andrew Garfield reprise their roles, and we just had like a $2 billion movie based on that where everyone went to see it. So that connection's out there for everyone to see. I love that they just like went right out with it. It was like, get excited, get excited.
Yeah, dude,
And
it's insane. It is. It's insane. Like, there's just so much to break down in that trailer as well. Like, I don't know if you noticed the bit where they're breaking through the glass, and it's kind of like, what if they actually? There's a frame where they go into like an animated universe. So it looks like they're going into an animated universe, and they like people speculating that we're gonna see like the '97 like X-Men characters. Like, you know, we might get like an animated Wolverine, for example. Yeah, crazy. I can't wait to see. Like, I think, you know, Patrick Stewart, that leaked like probably a year ago at this stage. So I think this time they've kind of just said, look, let's just put him in the fucking trailer. There's no point in going through all this again and hiding it. Like, you know, everyone knew Andrew was going to be in the movie. So let's just do it. Let's just go full send on it. And I think doing that has just hyped it up so much now. You know what I mean? Like, whereas I don't know if the fans would want to go through the whole, are they in it, are they not? Like, and I know there is still a lot of that for the movie, but like, you know, for them to actually just be like, yeah, look, you were right, he's in it. The Ultron bots are in it. They're controlled by a Stark variant. Like, you know, this is all confirmed. Like, it's nuts. Yeah, the Captain Marvel character. Like, there's a lot of people, like, you know, a lot of people online are saying it's the Supreme Iron Man. I've seen people thinking that it could be Kang. It could be like a variant of Kang. I've seen it could be Monica Rambeau as a variant of Captain Marvel. And I kind of like the Captain Marvel one because, like, it just seems like that's how they fly. Like, that's how Captain Marvel flies and stuff. Like the animations and stuff like that, and the movements seem very Captain Marvel-y. They don't seem robotic like an Iron Man, if that makes sense.
Right.
Like, you know, it's real smooth flying and stuff like that. Like, you know, I thought it was Captain Marvel straight away. You know. Yeah, for sure.
See,
It would be really fitting though too, because like as we're getting closer to the Marvels and as we're like introducing Marvelous characters, like we got to have those showcasings. Otherwise, you know, you're gonna forget that the Marvels are gonna come out. Miss Marvel, you know, you've got Kamala Khan, and you know, you gotta hype them up. So hopefully that is Captain Marvel.
And as well, like Monica Rambeau and Maria, like they were kind of, was it Maria Rambeau as well? They were both mentioned in Wanda's show, and then obviously Wanda's such a big part of this movie as well. So it would kind of make sense that we would see at least one of the Rambeaus return. So that makes a lot of sense.
I like this theory a lot too on who the character is. That is a Marvel kind of character, except it's going to be Blue Marvel, because it does kind of look like a black male in all the close-up photos. That's why everyone was saying it kind of looks like Kang. It could be like Iron Lad showing up like that. So if it's Blue Marvel, this would also be a way for them to introduce the Blue Marvel, because he's going to be in the Marvels. And everyone else has been introduced at this point except for him. So he's like the odd one out. So I think that him showing up in this as like, you know, whatever multiverse he comes from, he's like that Marvel character there. I think that definitely works and definitely fits, and it looks like him in a way.
I mean, it would be a great opposite to Scarlet Witch, because, you know, you'd have red versus blue, and so it would be really form-fitting.
Alex, would you mind just bringing up the trailer again and just whacking the sound off, and maybe we'll just kind of do a couple of pauses, just because I know there's a lot of stuff. When we were watching it, I was like, shit, I want to talk about that, but I can't remember them off the top of my head now.
Yeah, of course.
I think the one of the more interesting plot lines they're developing is Scarlet Witch's deal, where she feels like she is villainized for no reason, where other people are kind of made heroes for also doing crazy stuff.
Yeah, of course. And like that makes sense, like, because she's not wrong in what she's saying. Did you notice as well, I think a lot of people, if you go to the Wanda scene, there's the first scene where she's dressed in her kind of street clothes, her normal clothes, and then so the garden is completely like full, it's green, there's leaves on the trees and everything. And if you scroll forward now, Alex, to when they're talking later on, keep going, bit more forward. Like you'll see where she's in her actual costume. Sorry, you'll see like it'll be like red. So just keep going. Go about halfway through the trailer. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep going. A little more.
Where the hell is?
It's there.
There.
So this is the same scene. If you notice, he's wearing the exact same clothes, and they're in the same place, but now all the trees are dead. So people are thinking the theory is that this is actually the same scene, but she's manifesting a garden, but this is what is actually happening. So
she looks so amazing, bro. Like her outfit in this is fire.
Oh yeah.
Can I just touch on her idea though? Like, because I like the idea of the storyline she has, but it's kind of in her head a little bit, right? She's a little caught up in her own story here, because she literally says, I'm made to be the villain, even though I did the same stuff, like that idea. Well, two things. One, Captain America broke the rules and he like had to go underground forever.
Yeah.
So he doesn't get caught. And then even in this movie, she's like, you break the rules and you're a villain. And then like the next shot in the thing, they show him getting handcuffed for breaking the multiverse.
I don't think she knows about that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Probably not. But I'm just saying. Let's bring it back, Scarlet. Let's not become a full villain yet. Let's bring it back. Let's be nice to you. Like, I don't want to lose you.
Yeah. No, you're right.
It's very reminiscent of Magneto though, because when he loses his child, he goes insane, and he's like, "Well, I'm always like." He's basically putting himself as, "I'm always the villain. I'm willing to be the villain because I want to make the world safe for mutants."
True.
Yeah. Did you see as well? There's the bit at the end of the trailer where it zooms in on her eye, and if you pause it at the right time, you can see there's like two cages, and it looks like that she's looking in on her kids. And the rumor or the kind of theory is that the Illuminati actually have the two kids and they're holding them.
Ooh. Damn.
Is it during this scene or is it further on in the?
It's further. It's the part where the blood's running down her face. When they zoom in on her face. And then you see it goes into her eyeball. It's a little further on, I think. It's just at the very end, I believe. Yeah, right there. Oh. Yeah. Keep going.
Let me
go. Yeah, go. Yeah. Keep going. And go again. Tiny bit more. Bit more. Bit more. Yeah. So yeah, you can see the two cages, and it's kind of reminiscent of when her and her brother were captured as well, and they were locked up in cages as well. So that's going to hit her even harder if she sees her kids in the same situation. The twin, like she was a twin caught in a cell as well. It's wild, isn't it?
Dude, Sam Raimi's a fucking beast, bro.
Yeah, and
he's a beast.
See the little twinkle at the top of her eye in the center. Now this is a bit out there, but people are saying that could be Vision, and it might be the Mind Stone. But I don't think. I don't know if that's like. I don't know if you want to play it again. It might get a little closer. But someone took like the contrast out of it, and you can it kind of looks like a head, but it's a bit.
There we go.
Yeah, I don't know.
Doesn't Superior Iron Man wear the Mind Stone in his helmet?
I think so. Yeah.
Possibly.
Because I'm guessing the real villain of this whole thing is going to be Superior Iron Man, who is going to be the person on the Illuminati, who they get to play him. We'll find out. We all know the big rumor.
Yeah.
But like it seems like he's going to be the real villain, who's this like weird fascist leader who it's the Illuminati or die. Like we protect the multiverse and that's it.
Alex, go to the scene where he walks into the Illuminati room, because there's something here that I noticed, and I don't see anybody really talking about this. There's a lot of like speculation as to who it is, but here we go. So
listen to us. We're the only podcast talking about this little scene right here. Let's give it up for us.
We're definitely not, but a lot of people are saying other things, whereas I think it looks fairly obvious. Keep going to where he walks into the room and you see the dude walking in from the right.
I love this room.
Look at those bots, bro. They're so cool.
Yeah, it looks so good.
I can't believe that leak was true. So see the guy walking in from the right here? I'll tell you when to pause.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my god, he's walking so slow. I love it. And pause.
Yeah,
it's Blade. I think it's Blade.
I mean, I don't know who else wears anything on their back. You know,
it looks like that looks like Blade with a sword on his back, and he's wearing the long leather jacket.
Yeah, the hood's throwing me off, but we don't know what his outfit's going to look like either. You know what I mean?
Well, one of my speculations,
and then obviously we know who's on the left as well.
Yeah,
that white badge with a number 4 on the chest. Skinny,
You can
skinny,
totally
skinny motherfucker. I think I know who that is.
But
So-
it looks like there's a hooded figure like on like right next to Strange, and my speculation is that what if it's Doctor Doom? Like this is they just outright like put out all the Fantastic Four characters that we know and love.
Mhm.
That would be insane.
I'd be down.
Yeah.
Because we know we got 6 chairs there, right? Is what it seems like. 3 on each side. One's walking in, 2 are sitting. I would assume that Professor X is sitting in the middle right there.
Yeah, I think he's like where we can't see. Like just on Strange's left shoulder. You know what I mean? Like straight ahead there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think there'll be space for his wheelchair to hover in, because he's going to be on a he's going to be on a floating chair, because he's the variant from the '97 cartoon, but in live action. That's the.
Do you think that?
That's the rumor.
Do you think that could be Mordo walking in?
Yeah.
'Cause doesn't he wear something on his back?
People are saying that it might be Mordo. Yeah, because you see, Mordo does appear in the scene. I think Mordo's the one to walk him in, but I don't know how he would walk him in and then go all the way around, come in a side door, and then walk up there. I don't know, but it just doesn't.
He's. Hey bots, take the Strange up there. I'll have a dramatic interest later on, please.
Yeah, maybe he teleports, because the rumor is that he, from the universe that he's in, he's not the one from our universe, and he's a Sorcerer Supreme himself.
Which would make sense, because like Doctor Strange would be on the Illuminati, he's not on it in this. The Sorcerer Supreme would be Doctor Strange, but it's Mordo, so that makes sense that he'd be there.
Yeah.
And so that's what like. We know Reed Richards is there, right? We know Iron Man's going to be here because he has the bots there already. Mordo, Professor X, it leaves like 2 people. It could be Black Panther. Namor could be it, but I don't think they would put Namor in this because we don't really know who he is.
I saw a crazy fan theory. So news came out this week that Wesley Snipes apparently was trying to make like a Black Panther movie back in the 90s, like 92. He was trying to pitch to Hollywood a Black Panther story, and someone was like, oh my god, imagine if they brought him in as a variant of T'Challa. That'd be so wild.
Oh my god.
That'd be so wild. And then obviously Mahershala Ali shows up as Blade. Imagine the two of them share the screen, but Wesley isn't Blade. Be fucking crazy.
Yeah, I mean, what if Wesley just takes over the Blade role here, right? Like,
yeah, but like absolutely, anything is possible now, you know. Like there's rumors of Nick Cage showing up as Johnny Blaze, like, you know. So it's the door is fully open, like, you know.
Would you like me to read a list of the former members?
Yeah, hit me.
Yeah. Okay. So from top to bottom, we have Black Bolt, Captain America, Doctor Strange, Iron Man, Medusa, Namor, Professor X, Beast, Black Panther, Captain Britain, Amadeus Cho, Doc Green, Mr. Fantastic, and Yellow Jacket.
Wow.
It's a huge list to kind of look over.
Wow.
Yeah. And I could honestly see them just like plunking in someone from the Marvel universe that we already know. And just there. Like, could you imagine if Chris Evans shows up as Captain America there?
Well, that was one of my speculations, is that because
I bet JB
Spider-Man
Storm.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be great, because then you'd see all the Fantastic Four there. I think that the speculation in my eyes is that we're going to see RDJ and Chris Evans again because of No Way Home's like box office like breakout. It was insane to see all of the returning characters together. So if we were to see Chris Evans and RDJ, you know, Patrick Stewart, and we also get to see Mr. Fantastic. What if it's the Mr. Fantastic from the original 2000s movie? You know, that'd be great to see all of the old cast members from like the original movies that started it all.
Yeah, I think that's the goal. Like, you know, that's what they should be striving towards. You know, it's like 22 years more that like this stuff has been going on. It's almost 25 years. Like, you know, you would want to tip a hat to the people that started it, you know. But the rumor I'm hearing is that it actually is Krasinski. It's not the dude from the first one. And I don't really like that, because I think we've mentioned this before, is that if it is Krasinski and they don't use him in the 616, like, it just seems like such a a fail, because who's going to replace John Krasinski after we see him take on that mantle? Like, you know, who's going to be able to do that?
A younger man who's ready to be Reed Richards for the next 30 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like even still, like does it slap as hard? You know, I don't know.
No,
I don't think so.
I agree. It is a fail. But if John Krasinski, if this is the only way you can get him, if he's like, I won't be the full Reed Richards for the MCU.
Yeah.
But I will come in and play a cameo. You know, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I prefer to have him than not have him at all.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, maybe not. Maybe I don't think I'd prefer that, because if we only get him once, and like he sets the bar that high for Reed Richards, and like the next Reed Richards is kind of like a mid, and we're like, oh, okay, you're not John Krasinski. It's gonna feel like a bummer the rest of the day at time.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like I think it's gonna hurt the character, because you've got such a like a top class actor playing him, and then just disappearing after 10 minutes on screen.
You're right. You're right.
Well, it's like seeing, you know, with Robert Downey Jr. Like once they decide to replace Iron Man, it's going to be some tough shoes to fill. And I know that you know, Tom Cruise could possibly fill those shoes, but if they pick some other character or some other actor that we know, or someone that's unnamed, that's going to be some heavy acting to fill.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think Tom Cruise is the best casting if they try to do a Supreme Iron Man story, because he can play crazy rich guy better than anyone else. You know, if they just do like the Vanilla Sky Iron Man, like it will be the perfect amount of like narcissist, crazy. I'm the overlord you've ever seen. He'll be perfect in that role.
What about Tropic Thunder, Tom Cruise?
This is the room he's gonna bust out a dance battle with Supreme.
Liam just
Doctor Strange here.
Liam put in my Discord there when we were talking. The person that we were talking about, you know, the Monica Rambeau, who we think might be that character. He put in a thing that it's RDJ from Tropic Thunder. Oh, there's no way, but that'd be so fucking funny. Alex, would you mind bringing up the poster for the movie? Have you seen some of the stuff in the poster?
No, not
yes,
yet.
yes. All the like chunks of glass broken down or whatever.
Did you? Yeah, there's some very interesting things in there.
Yeah, we've seen some really cool ones. I just thought, wouldn't it be great if we also got Magneto on the fucking console right there?
Oh yeah, that'd be fantastic.
Magneto is big rumored for the movie. You know, he's like top rumor. I mean, Balder the Brave as well has been going around this week a lot, and apparently, fucking Bruce Campbell is playing Balder the Brave.
Dude, I don't know Balder I don't know who Balder is.
Thor's half brother.
Yeah, like I know him in mythology, but I don't know who he is in like MCU type of shit. That would be anything would be hilarious if Bruce Campbell.
Yeah, oh dude, like, you know, it's a Raimi movie. Bruce Campbell's going to be in it.
Yeah.
Okay, Alex, we're going to require a lot of zooming here, but let's
enhance.
So down the so
200%.
Yeah. Do you see the big piece of glass there with the white bit in the middle? Just on the left hand side here, over the eye. Up a bit.
Right here?
Up. That one. That piece of glass there. So apparently people are saying that is Deadpool in the top left hand corner of it. Do you see the two wide eyes in the face?
Like somewhere over here?
No, it's just down. Go straight down.
Like to just above Wong's eyes.
Yeah, just this chunk of glass here, the big chunk with the white beat in the middle.
There you go. You're over.
There he is.
Really?
That's his face. Apparently, that's Deadpool. Apparently.
Kind of looks like Spider-Man though. No.
I don't think the eyes are big enough for it to be Spider-Man. But I don't know. Maybe. I think it definitely does look like Deadpool though. I've seen like the image kind of edited to kind of bring out the reds more and stuff, and it really looks like him. If you scroll down, or sorry, even just on the right, see there's like just up a tiny bit. There's a big chunk of glass with what looks like Captain America's shield on it. Which is very interesting. And then
kind of at like the 1 o'clock position on the clock.
See it? Yeah.
Oh,
there you go.
Decent.
That looks like
blind.
Cap shield. And then if you scroll down to the very bottom of the picture as well.
Ooh, that's America Chavez though, right?
I don't know.
She has a big star on her back, I think.
Where your mouse just was, that's Captain Carter's shield. That's
Or
why
Captain
Crazy.
Oh, maybe Captain Britain, yeah. Hell yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so much to pick out.
Dude, look at the inside of his cape. I love that. That's good wardrobe right there.
Hell yeah, dude. There's so much going on in this poster. It's crazy.
It almost looks like two capes.
Do you
right?
see? Actually, I've just noticed here as well the Strange on the left hand side of the cape there, the shattered glass. I think that's Defender Strange on the left hand side.
With the long wings.
Oh, right there.
Yeah. That's Defender Strange.
Yeah. Because we see that statue of Strange, so he's in an alternate universe where it looks like he's like memorialized a bit. So
Did you see that TV spot that they put on during the Super Bowl that they didn't release? I think there's like recordings of it online. But it shows footage of him in a different suit. Of Strange.
yes,
Strange in a
I saw a
different suit.
still of that. Yeah.
Looks crazy.
Man,
It's
I
like
can't
a
wait for
30
this,
second
bro.
clip, right? Yeah, I can't wait either.
It's going to be wild. It really is. Yeah, going to be absolutely wild.
Man, I mean, I like I was saying at the top of this trailer got me more excited than probably Endgame because I felt like I knew what was coming in Endgame.
Yeah.
And the trailer was good, but it was like we knew what it was and it was dramatic.
Yeah.
I had no idea what to expect going into this trailer, aside from a couple of the rumors, and they just knocked it out of the park. Sam Raimi as a director is just incredible. Like his use of colors, his use of sound is just he's top tier. He's top tier talent.
Yeah.
And one of the things that's been annoying to me, or was kind of annoying, is that during Endgame and Infinity War, really, Doctor Strange, like he just wasn't as colorful as he normally is. Like his spells weren't as bright. Like the Russo brothers, for all their great character development, don't really know how to put a scene together in like a cinematic way. Like everything, I feel like everything they do is a little flat, right? And so Sam Raimi coming in just gets everything to pop out on the screen at you, and just this trailer, I loved it. I can't wait for it as just a piece of cinema to watch.
Oh, dude.
And I love that he brings out.
It's going to be
He
such a
brings out
spectacle.
dark brooding moments.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like that, I was walking by, and my little sister and my nieces were watching Spider-Man 2 when Doc Ock was in the operating scene, and I just had to stop and I was like, this is one of the best scenes you ever see in movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like Sam Raimi is he's on another level, man. He's on another level.
Yeah, it's like, because as well, like, as kind of legendary as like the Evil Dead movies are, like they're kind of shit now if you were to watch them now, but you just know how good he is, like being able, because I know those movies were like made on such tiny budgets, and you know what I mean, like technology wasn't with them and all, but like it's just still so impressive to what he did with those movies. And obviously the original Spider-Man trilogy will forever go down as legendary, so
Yeah.
I'm very excited to see what he can do now in Marvel, and just like from what we've just seen, that trailer, it seems like it's mind blowing how he's able to just put that vision on the screen. Like it's wild. I wasn't expecting it. I was kind of, not that I was kind of worried, but when I heard Sam Raimi and kind of like horror theme comic book, I was like, this might not go well, and I think like maybe that's why they did reshoots. Maybe it didn't, maybe the original vision wasn't great, but it looks like it's they're on the right track now.
I think it also had to do with their placement, like the dates that they had to place each of the movies, because when they were swapped around and some releases came after others, and when they were intentionally supposed to be before, it kind of screwed up the timeline of things. And so to prevent any sort of continuity errors, they're trying to make it applicable and plausible as you watch this. So like when you see this, you're not going to think, wait, so did this occur before or after such and such? And like you'll have a little bit more definite idea of what's occurring, when it happens, and why these characters are here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you guys ever watch the Inhumans show?
I did like 2 episodes and just like never again.
Yeah, I heard it was awful. I think I tried to watch 1 episode of it and I couldn't even finish 1 episode. Like, it was that bad. But I hear the Black Bolt from it is going to be on the Illuminati. Like, they're actually bringing him back from that show. Which is kind of wild, because, like, the show is such a fucking failure. Like,
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
I'm pretty sure they hate that they've lost the entire Inhumans as like a brand. Like, I'm sure they would love to use it because there are a lot of really good stories from them, right? And they're pretty important in the Marvel universe because you know the whole reason they created it is because they lost the movie rights to the word mutants.
yeah.
So I think they're pretty excited about it as a brand, but they just completely, you know, what we got for the Eternals, that should have been Inhumans. That would have been a better story for movie audiences.
Do you know I only learned,
see that.
I only learned, and maybe Alex, you might have known this, I don't know, maybe if you knew this, Hoff, or not, but Marvel only just got the rights back to now make solo Hulk movies. They couldn't actually make a solo Hulk movie. And because I wondered for years, I'm like, why has Ruffalo not got his own movie? Because like, he's phenomenal and like he's a fan favorite and so on. But it's like they couldn't actually do it, which I thought was wild.
Well, they could, but like you know, they have the rights to Hulk, but they didn't have the distribution rights. That was part of Universal. So
Yeah.
it would be Universal's say as to where it would be playing, which would
They didn't
greatly
want
hinder
the-
Disney's ability.
Of course, yeah, they would,
like-
and that's why they didn't do it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy, yeah. But now apparently they've gotten those rights back to him, or are due with them back very soon. So, and now obviously we're hearing talks of World War Hulk or whatever. So,
Right,
you know,
which is super form fitting because Illuminati is kind of like the backbone of why World War Hulk starts, because they all collectively say like, hey, we need to get rid of Hulk.
he's too dangerous.
And
Yeah,
like he's too dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And they could also write it in that when Hulk got sent out into a different planet, that they had the ability to go find him, but they chose not to because
Yeah.
they felt him be like too dangerous.
yeah. Sweet, man.
So-
Sounds good.
This is gonna be yeah.
I'm kind of glad they didn't make a Hulk movie until now. Like, I don't think we needed one. I think Hulk's been better serving to people as a side character. And I think that's why, they really didn't press the issue either. It's like, we had 2 Hulk movies come out. They didn't do terribly well. They weren't very well received at all. Let's just put them on the back burner as like, very important to the Avenger movies and a couple other movies. I think that was a better use of the character.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't really fit as so much as a main character. I know I've said before that I would love to see him as a main character, but as I take a look at some of the other movies and the other animated movies that I've seen of him, it's more so the stories that are told around Hulk that are so important. Like when you see Planet Hulk, although you see him, fighting in the Colosseum and helping out the alien races, it's more so the alien races need help, and so they're asking him, and he's like the turning point for their revolution. And so you get to see a lot of different characters kind of come alive. You see Korg, you see Meek, you see his future wife, and it just puts it forward to the point where like, okay, we need someone strong to take care of this, and that's what Hulk has always been. When it comes to World War Hulk, though, it's going to kind of put him in the forefront for a bit, but a lot of it still has to do with the rest of the superheroes trying to figure out how the hell they're going to defeat Hulk.
Yeah.
Man, you're just pumped for a Hulk movie, bro.
I'm so pumped.
I really
We're just
hope.
gonna let you have your own podcast episode. It's just gonna be you on when that movie launches.
Yeah. I was actually like, because, I fully want to grow like our YouTube page. Like that's one of my goals for the next like year, 2 years is to get that YouTube channel like really big and really successful. Like I care about that almost more than I care about my Twitch channel. Like seriously, like the Twitch just is there and it doesn't seem to be going anywhere, but I think the YouTube channel has real potential. So, I think maybe, when I get situated in a different place and, have like a proper stream room and stuff like that, like I think I might start doing a bit of solo content myself. And, I think Alex, if you did want to do like some fucking Thor breakdown, or sorry, Hulk breakdowns and stuff like that, like that'd be great. I think that'd be so cool for all of us, like, And even like I'd love to, obviously, if we can get Kyle back, and then maybe do some stuff with other people as well, like kind of one-on-one interviews, like, you know, Hoff, if you wanted to do an episode of something with you and Flood bouncing shit off each other or something like that, like, you know, it does. I don't have to be in them, like, you know, it does. You know what I mean? I'd love to see, even just like, and I know we kind of talked about it before, Hoff, as well, like, but, you know, if even, you know, you wanted to kind of break a series down or something yourself and do a 10-minute video and throw it up, like, you know, by all means, like, you know, I don't need to be on in everything. I know, like, I kind of started this thing, but it's our thing, like, you know, so by all means.
I feel like I'm in the mafia. Oh, you know that thing of ours.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just got done rewatching The Sopranos.
Oh, dude,
This thing of ours, huh?
My girlfriend's never seen The Sopranos, bro, so I'm so excited to rewatch it again for the first time. Although I always hate going through the first 3 seasons just because I hate the mother so much. Can't stand her. She just gets so bad, and she gets so worse every episode.
Yeah, I know. I hate his sister too.
So rough.
What's her name again? Janice?
Bad.
Is it Janice?
Yeah.
I hate her so much.
Dude, there's nothing more unreal to me in The Sopranos than all those mob guys trying to like wife up Tony's sister. I'm like, there's no way, bro.
No, absolutely.
There's no way.
Absolutely.
These guys all have money. They're living life how they want to. Like, they're not wifing her up. Get out of here.
Yeah, it's outrageous. It's
crazy.
outrageous.
Just make
God
sure
bless.
to serve your girl for some ziti.
Some
while you're,
ziti.
watching.
My grandma used to make an amazing ziti, like amazing, and it could never be replicated. You know, my mom tried to make it for us, it just wasn't the same. So sad, bro. Used to be
lost.
So good, dude. Jesus.
Oh,
amazing.
God bless.
Yeah, God bless.
Were you excited by the Moon Knight trailer?
I kind of liked the little bit where he looked like Batman with the cape coming out, and it was in the shape of the moon or whatever. That was sweet.
Yes.
That was sweet. Alex, I don't know if you want to bring up that trailer. We may as well just watch it now.
I
feel so bad for people that are listening to us on Spotify. Guys, get over to the YouTube channel. You can watch us break this stuff down, and make sure to drop a subscription on the channel. It's free.
It's only going to cost you your algorithm. Give it to us. Come on now.
Yeah. Help us
I
out.
think
Help us out, for God's sake.
I feel like they should have waited to release this spot until after the Super Bowl. Because I just feel like after watching the Doctor Strange trailer and it being so up, like so high, that this is just kind of like, oh, okay. Man.
Yeah, like I think
I
think the show's
you
going to be
got to play up the multiverse of madness, and then, you know, we already know about Moon Knight and Moon Knight's trailer. So, like, I mean, what more can you bring? As it's getting closer, they'll probably have some more spotlights. But as of right now, they really want to output that Doctor Strange thing, especially with that big bomb they dropped with Professor X. Holy crap!
Whew.
Bro, can we talk for a second? How the hell was there no trailer for Obi-Wan Kenobi at the fucking Super Bowl? What?
I really thought we were gonna get one.
I really did too.
Yeah.
I
Real
was
quick
shocked.
before we start this, did you hear John Williams coming back for the score of Obi-Wan?
I was gonna say it later on in the cast, but yes, I'm sorry.
All right, you know what? Delete this.
I don't think he's doing the whole thing though. I think he's only doing a little. I think he's going to be like kind of remixing some old stuff, and I think he has maybe a tiny bit of new stuff, but like he's not composing the whole show.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, even just having him back, even for fucking 10 minutes of music, is such a fucking W. It's not even funny.
You mean you don't want that weird techno inside of Star Wars again?
Oh yes, please. Of course. What was I thinking? We'll have Vader chilling in his tank, just listening to fucking Skrillex. Jesus Christ.
Imagine we go into like the construction of the Death Star and you see Vader and then you see Thundercat again.
Yeah. Just modding Vader with that shit music on.
Oh man.
Oh my god, dude.
Weird.
Alrighty.
Play this shit, Alex.
I can't tell the difference between my waking life and dreams. It must be very difficult. The voices in your head. There's chaos in you. Embrace it.
They just love showing that like leap
Yeah.
over to another building.
Yeah, it's just that's gonna be like their fucking like branding for the next like 6 months. I'd say they're just gonna have that all the time. Did you see Feige said during the week, I think in an interview somewhere, I can't remember exactly where, but he was saying that this show is like violent, apparently very, very violent. Like, so I'm excited because it needs to be dark, it needs to be violent, and I think it's gonna kickstart some real dark shit in the MCU, which is needed with all, you know, Daredevil, Punisher, all this sort of stuff coming.
Oh, yeah, but it didn't seem to get violent enough to be TVMA. I think it's TV-14 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like at that teenage rating, which, to be fair, like it's probably they don't have blood in it, right? They probably don't have a lot of blood. That's it.
I mean, it's weird though because then you see, you know, the moonerang.
Yeah.
Clearly gonna go into
Moonerang. I love it. I love it. Ethan Hawke he's looking kind of like he's getting old, isn't he? Like he looks kind of old. He looks old in this trailer.
Of course.
I still think he looks very intense though. Like I like his look for being like a hippie looking dude. That's having him, that angle they catch for him, like makes him look really, really ominous.
Yeah, for sure. He's just looking pretty old there.
Yeah. But I mean, as all actors do, you know, we're gonna see a lot older variants of them.
Yeah.
Especially like it. I know this is like out of nowhere, but like, have you seen Seth Rogen lately? He's been kind of like really aging lately.
I'm watching. I'm up to date on the Pam and Tommy show, which is actually great on Hulu. And except for like, there's a scary amount of Sebastian Stan with a fake dick in it. Like, but it's great. It's great watching nonetheless. Like, but yeah, Seth Rogen's in that, and he's actually looking in like pretty good shape. Like, to be fair, I was watching him on a Hot Ones there a couple of weeks ago, and he does look kind of like he's kind of like his beard's graying out and stuff like that. So yeah, he's getting up there in the age as well. Like, you know, I'm sure we all are. There's no
Speak for yourself.
There's no ignoring it. We're all getting there.
I'm still a little red here. You know, it'll turn white later.
I'm starting.
Look at this guy.
I'm starting to get a couple of grays in my beard. I've got very light hair anyway, so it'll blend.
I found one single like long white hair. It wasn't even like a gray one. It's not even like, you know, kind of turning. It was a single white one just sticking out of my beard. I was like, oh, there it is. It's all downhill from here.
Did you pull it out?
No, because I think I heard at one point if you pull it out, you get like 3 more in its place. So I'm slow. Let it ride.
the single reminder. You don't need the multiple reminders.
Yeah.
I fucking pull them out when I see them. I'm fucked. That explains why I'm seeing more and more. Start that trailer again and just let it run through kind of a quarter speed or whatever, and we can kind of just chat about it.
I love the opening shot of Khonshu behind him.
Yeah.
I don't think we've seen that shot yet. That was really nice.
Yeah, it's very cool. Very cool.
What is that he's holding in his hand though?
I
want to know.
No idea.
It's strange.
It's a golden ball. Is he? Did he catch the Weasley Woo from Harry Potter?
Golden snitch.
The golden snitch. There you go.
Yeah.
Poe gets 15 points. He's got the snitch.
Yeah, that's 100 points to Gryffindor.
So strange. I just watched the second movie.
The first, I only rewatched them all over Christmas. I haven't watched some of them in years. But to be honest, like on a rewatch now, like the first 4 movies were great, and I'm just not really a fan of the back 4. Really not. I just think they kind of lost their way.
Yeah, they definitely jumped around directors and kind of lost their tone, and it got all over the place. The last one, I still can't watch without falling asleep.
Yeah, I just
didn't
care for it at all. The first 4 to me are like, because I was very young watching them. Like I was kind of the same age as Harry growing up, and there was like one release nearly every year. So I used to always go see them. They used to get released around my birthday, and I used to like my mom used to bring me and a couple of my friends to the cinema to see them. And I kind of grew up with Harry Potter. Like, we were the same age, like, going through school and stuff. It was crazy. But I always, like, loved those first 4 movies. And then I think I got a little too old and I kind of grew out of them a bit.
You ever find out what house and wand you got, though?
No.
You don't know what house you belong to, Finto?
How the fuck do you find that out?
Wow,
Is it a quiz you take online or something?
Yeah. Your lady is not into Harry Potter, is she?
No, not really. Like,
Okay.
she wouldn't be a diehard Potter fan.
Yeah. I think anyone who has like a significant other that's really into Harry Potter, you are subjected to the wizarding hat of discovery to figure out what house you go into.
If I'm anything but a
Shout out-
Gryffindor, I'd just be pissed off. I bet you I'd
Shout
be
out to
putting.
Max Luther.
I bet you I'd be putting Hufflepuff or some shit.
You seem like Hufflepuff.
Oh my god.
I can't get sorted because I don't believe in this nonsense, all right? All this wizarding and all this godless. I'm just a muggle. I can't stand Harry Potter. Like, I love Harry Potter, especially if my girlfriends are watching this. But the Harry Potter fandom is the worst, man. Like, it is the whole Harry Potter movies. The premise is just a ripoff of Star Wars, and I won't hear anything but it. I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
Like, it is beat for beat. Yeah. It follows Star Wars and what Star Wars does.
Yeah.
But what if you're a wizard, Hofmvn?
But what if you're a Jedi? Huh? Are you sent to live with your aunt and uncle after your father was murdered and they raise you? And the person who sent you there and placed you there comes and picks you back up all those years later and gives you your father's wand or lightsaber?
Mm-hmm.
And he lives in a secluded area?
Yes!
Yeah, no, the similarities are there. There's no denying it. No denying it.
All right.
I saw a video on TikTok today, actually, and they put, like, side by side episode 4 and episode 7, and we all know there's similarities to those 2 movies, but when you see this video of them all, it's side by side, and it's just fucking almost frame for frame, it's insane. And then, like, the more I think about this, like, the more it pisses me off. Like, JJ has the fucking cheek to talk shit about the prequels and say that they're awful movies, when it's like, mate, you watched the first Star Wars movie and just recreated it. Like, what are you talking about? Like, fuck off. Like, it's crazy, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah, JJ's he's a character, man. He's a special person to think that no one liked the prequels, you know? Like, the prequels are definitely not without fault. They're a mess. They're a mess. But they're actually movies that make sense. They're a trilogy that goes together, that works to, like, build a broader narrative over it. So I don't know what horse he needs to get off. But, like, it is preposterous that he bashes the prequels so much. And then, like you said, he just rips off A New Hope. And it's like, we're going to do Star Wars, but we're going to do Star Wars better. That means nothing that reeks of George Lucas, like his dialogue. Like, get out of here, bro.
Yeah, it's insane, dude. It's like, yeah, let's fix this thing. And he just goes back and remakes the first movie. Mm-hmm. It's not fixing anything. You've just remixed something.
For all of George Lucas's fault as a film director and a screenwriter or what have you, you're never lost in the plot. You're never lost on what the characters are feeling and what they're trying to convey to the audience, right? But in Force Awakens, it's all over the place, bro. Like, you don't know what you're supposed to be thinking or feeling. It's just like, it's a mess.
It is. It's crazy.
Oh, man. Han Solo dying.
Oh, yeah, that was sad.
Like, why wasn't The Force Awakens just, like, Rey finding Han Solo and Leia, and then everyone going to look for Luke? And then in the middle of the movie, we get Luke, and he's like, I'm not going. I'm staying here. And then they go, you know, off to Ben. Like, why did they do that? It'd been so much easier.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It makes so much sense.
Well, because they wanted, you know, episode 8 to have some sort of plot in it. And the plot was, yeah, you know, everything you love about Star Wars, we're just going to chuck it over our shoulder.
Right over the shoulder. I just, for everything JJ's ever done good in cinema, I will never forgive him for getting Star Wars and not putting Han, Luke, and Leia in a scene in the first movie together.
Yeah,
you just do it. Just do it.
Bonkers, bro.
Like, you know, that's who we want to see. You know, like, that's who we're showing up for.
Yeah.
It is the worst, man.
Yeah.
There's a video that I shared with Finto. It's the best, the guy's thesis for his whole video is that the trilogy of the sequels is the anti-trilogy, that they're all working against something else.
Yes.
They're trying to break something else down. And it's like the best, what was it, like 30-minute video? It's the best dissection of those movies I feel like I've ever seen, because it just runs everyone down, man.
Yeah.
I totally watched that video, and I completely agree. And there's another video I put up on in the Star Wars section of your server, Finto. It shows like how much they just downplayed the lightsaber, and how much like it just did not do damage when it should have during those movies. Like Finn gets straight up cut like from the back end by the lightsaber, and then scenes later you find out that it was just the jacket that got hit.
Oh,
and
stop, dude. Stop.
God, bro.
Stop. It's like a hot knife through butter. Like, that's exactly what it would be to his body. Like, it would just... Like, I'm surprised.
Died.
Yeah, like, straight away. He would have been chopped in half. Like, you know, no two ways about it.
Oh, God. Can you imagine them creating such a good character like Finn, having such a great actor play him, too, and then he just yells the word Ray for like 3 movies? Like, Ray!
Yeah.
I should have told you something, Ray, but nothing. Like, the hell was that, bro?
It was insane, dude.
Yeah, episode 9. Ray, I forgot to tell you. And then he goes through the quicksand. You never hear it again.
Yeah.
Alex, just while we're talking about this, we may as well just... I wouldn't mind if you could go into my Discord. I actually posted that video of the 2 movies compared to each other. I think just throw it up on the screen. I think we should all watch it. It's only like 60 seconds, but it's such a great little video.
Sure.
It's
in the Star Wars section on my Discord.
TikTok has done more for fandom than I think YouTube. I feel like, or it's done more in the like past 3 years than like YouTube has done in the past 15 or whatever. Like this is early days YouTube where everyone's starting to get together and like share their theories.
Yeah.
But on TikTok, it's like quick hits of it. Like,
yeah,
I love it, man.
Yeah, dude. Like some of the stuff that you see on TikTok, like, is edited so well, and there must be like days of work put into editing them. Like, I saw one today of like the end scene of like Peacemaker, just the way that they like kind of converted it to be viewed on mobile and stuff is just wild.
Do you really want?
Yeah, this is it. Play this shit. This is fucking insane, right? This will blow your mind. Like, I know we all know that they're a direct copy of each other, but it's when you see them like this side by side. Jesus Christ.
It's like that moment of, you know, hey, can I copy your homework? It's like, yeah, just
this is exactly what.
Exactly.
Just watch this, guys. You're gonna love it.
All right, here we go.
Oh, we might need sound. I don't hear anything.
Oh my God.
Dude, it's fucking wild. Can you get sound on this, Alex?
Oh, is there no sound?
There's no sound. Sorry,
Oh,
just
that's
his narration is incredible as well. It's half the movie it makes it.
That is strange.
Were you hearing it on your end?
See if I can get this output.
God, look at young Mark Hamill there. That dude is stunning.
Yeah, he was a good looking dude. And he was a nobody at the time as well. It's crazy,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Well, I mean, his mom was, you know, his family was known, right?
Hear this. Can you hear it now?
No.
No? Oh, weird.
How come we could hear the Doctor Strange stuff, but not this?
Well, this is the video that I pulled from Finto's. I downloaded it and put it on my screen. So I figured it would just output from there.
If you do, are you doing a display? Are you sharing this as a display? Because I think you need to share it from the player and not from the display. That makes sense. Like, don't do the screen.
Oh, there it is. Like,
Yeah.
it would. That was weird. It wouldn't pull it before. So let's see if that works.
First up, we have words
Yeah.
scrolling through space. Then we have stormtroopers bursting in with blaster fire. Then we're introduced to the covered in black masked vigilante who's looking to take over the galaxy.
Dude,
then we
this
have
is
a runaway
insane.
droid carrying top secret information that both the good guys and bad guys are looking for. Then said droid ends up being stranded on a desert planet. Then after being on said planet, main character becomes in possession of the droid. The desert planet is actually home to both main characters. and you never really know who their parents are. Then we're introduced to Han Solo and Chewbacca, and spoiler alert for the last time. Then the main cast ends up escaping the desert planet, being captured by a bigger ship later. Then we have the giant sphere that's able to blow up planets. Then we see the giant sphere actually blowing up planets. In a cantina with a band. Later, the main female cast character gets captured, then brought to the sphere of death. Main female cast member ends up getting rescued by Han Solo, Chewie, and younger companion. The dark masked vigilante ends up sensing a familiar
like
presence.
it's
Then a
shot
very
for shot.
character ends up getting killed by a lightsaber. Then the main character witnesses the murder and screams.
Then the main character, in their anger, decides to shoot at random
Look,
stormtroopers.
this
And
is
then in the end, the
fucking
giant circle
ridiculous.
ends up being destroyed by the 1 weak spot. And then once again, poor little Chewie does not receive a medal for helping destroy the giant sphere of death for the second time. Oh, sorry, Chewie. Maybe next time.
Bro,
Oh my god.
that is wild. Like,
JJ is a hack who knows how to use a camera. That's it.
dude, they're like, they even have like Kylo and Vader looking up and everything. Like, it's just fucking so ridiculous.
Oh, that's so
Oh
horrible.
my god, it's wild. It's wild.
What about the Superman movie that JJ makes is just gonna be like Christopher Reese's Superman, like shot for shot?
Yeah.
Like, do that?
God.
Buckabush says in the chat, Poe's jacket was vibranium.
Ah!
Or Beskar. A Beskar jacket.
Oh my god. A Beskar. Oh, that would be.
funny.
That would make sense. At least that would make sense.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
actually, well, it would work, yeah.
And I just hate it because, like, I really do feel like all the characters in The Force Awakens are great, right? Like, I love the way, even though Rey's kind of a copy of Luke, right? A little bit. I still love her character. I love the way she slides down the sand. I love when she's going to the ship. I love the setup of Rey's character. It's intriguing.
Yeah.
I love Finn. I think Poe's a great character. I think BB-8 was a great introduction to a different type of droid that really worked well.
Yeah.
I just felt like all the new characters they introduced were fantastic, and it's just like they did nothing with them. They just misused everything. Misused everything, man.
Yep.
This was supposed to be a new trilogy, not a rehash, and they completely missed the mark. Everything you said just now, Hofmvn and Finto, like it's all true. It sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, it should have been Finn becoming a Jedi and Rey going to the dark side, like, because Rey's so freaking good at the Force, right? And like, it's crazy how good she is. How can you explain that? Oh, she embraced the dark side. She started using her emotion. It's a quicker way to use the Force and be stronger at it, right? Like that would make sense if they did that. Like, why is she so good? Because her emotions are taking over her, and she's tapping into that dark side, so she doesn't need the training. She's just raw with the Force like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or she
And that-
actually is a Skywalker. You know, she actually is
That would've
Luke's
been-
daughter. You know,
That would have been applicable too.
Yep.
I know there was a lot of rumors going around because, you know, when she first picks up the saber, the first voice that she hears is Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan, and people were saying, and she kind of dresses like Obi-Wan. There was a lot of breakdowns at the time. I remember watching them and I was like, oh my god, she's Obi-Wan's daughter. Because like in Rebels, Obi-Wan did have a love interest, and I was like, oh shit.
I was fully on board, and like, you know, there's only a couple of people in Star Wars who have like an English or like a Scottish accent, right? Like that's a very distinct accent within the Star Wars universe. And Obi-Wan is one of the only people that has it, and Rey is one of the only people that have it. So like that's what sold it to me. I was like, that's why they casted this person with this accent, is because they're shipping a Kenobi daughter or granddaughter, I guess it would be in this, you know?
Well, I think Palpatine had that same type of, you know, accent as well, right? So that's why they probably.
Oh,
sought
did he?
to- I think so.
I don't know. Maybe you could be right.
Bro, I hate the fucking sequel trilogy so much. Oh my god.
I know.
It's so fucking bad. So bad.
We
And
could just rant about this all day.
I could. I genuinely though as well, you know, I know there's a lot of hate for the prequels even still, but I don't ever see the sequels becoming watchable, especially 8, like, you know, especially 8. Like, Jesus, no,
Yeah.
never. And 9, a lot of people, I actually thought 9 it wasn't a good movie, but I thought it was better than 8. But a lot of people hate 9 more than 8.
I do.
Yeah. I don't hate it as much as 8. I hated 8 a lot more. I just, like, couldn't stand what Rian Johnson did to Luke. Like, that
I think
broke
it's
me.
in character though.
Oh, I don't know, bro. It
Like
just...
I think the reason number 8 doesn't work for you as much as it could is because number 9 tries to unmantle everything that 8 was trying to do. and it weakens it, right? In the same way that number 8 tries to undo a lot of what number 7 did. But I totally feel like, and maybe they could have done it in a better fashion or like explained it better, but I totally feel like Luke lashing out and almost over or coming to the dark side or like killing someone who he loves is within character of Luke. If we look back to the Empire Strikes Back, I believe, or Return of the Jedi, whatever it was, I forget the scene exactly, but he almost goes fully in on Vader and kills him because Vader brings up his sister. Yeah. And his emotions get him, and he starts going at him, even though he knows it's his dad, right? So it's Return of the Jedi. So he knows it's his dad. He knows he wants to save them. He tells Yoda, "I'm not going to kill my dad. I love my dad. I still feel the light in him." And then he goes, he's on the Death Star, and he goes nuts because Vader brings up his sister, and he almost kills him. In the same way that he almost kills his nephew because his emotions, the dark side, like all that. I think it's in character. I think that bit's in character. I just dislike the way they had him play the hermit.
Yeah, like he wouldn't. Yeah. That's the main part. Like he wouldn't disappear for 30 years. No fucking way would he leave Leia for 30 years. You know what I mean? No way.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy.
Strange.
Yeah, so strange.
But I do like that. Like, you know, even like where else do you take a hero, right? Like I think Luke becoming a hermit, and maybe not 30 years, but Luke becoming a hermit is kind of a thing he learned from Yoda. Like Yoda was a hero. Yoda was a massive, like one of the strongest Force users ever. And he goes and becomes a hermit and checks out. And it's like, I can't be near all this. Now, I think they could have like taken Luke to be a little bit more like Yoda and not do it because of his failures, but because like, hey, I can't, like the Force, the Jedis shouldn't be a thing. It shouldn't have been as much about Luke's failures as more of his realizations of the Force and the Jedi should not be a thing. In my opinion.
Yeah.
I really thought that they were trying to go in the direction of the extended universe in the books where Luke, I think, becomes possessed by Darth Sidious for a time because Darth Sidious ends up becoming a Force ghost for a bit, possessing Luke, and, causing him to turn to the dark side. And the idea is that they, his family tries to like pull him out of it, similar to what happened to Vader, because Vader becomes, I would assume he becomes sort of part of the light side at the end of, Return of the Jedi, saving his son from becoming a Sith because it was turning into that anger, which was what Darth Sidious really wanted.
Yeah, that could have worked. I really feel like the better storyline for overall trilogy should have been from Episode 7, where it's like my idea of them. Han, Rey, and Leia all go to see Luke, and Luke's like, "I'm not going to train her. I'm not going to come help you guys. Like, I can't be part of any of this." Yeah. And then Han Solo dies. Leia stays behind because she knows everything is going down, and so Chewie and Rey go to Luke, and then Luke's like, "Where's Han?" And he's like, that's when he makes his decision. I'll train Rey because Han died. Like, I think that would have been such a better thing, and then it would have set up 8 so much better.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Guys, let's talk about Peacemaker.
Very imbalanced.
All right. God, we go down the Star Wars rabbit hole like crazy on this.
I could do like a dedicated Star Wars channel probably. Like there's just so much to talk about with regards to Star Wars. I could honestly talk about Star Wars for 6 hours, no problem. Wouldn't even think about it. But let's not. Peacemaker finale.
Whew.
Incredible.
Oh man,
so good.
Yeah.
I'm so thankful that show was good. Because like myself and Kyle watched Titans on HBO Max, and Jesus, it was bad. It was so bad, and it had such promise. The season, like they were doing Death in the Family with Jason Todd and stuff. I was so excited, and they fucking destroyed it. It was awful. And I was really skeptical of this show coming out because I'm like, here we go, HBO Max again, doing more DC stuff. But to be fair, obviously we had John Cena and stuff, and it was a perfect transition from that Suicide Squad movie into a 8-episode TV show that was just phenomenal from start to finish. I absolutely loved it. What did you think of the finale?
I think they absolutely stuck the landing. I think this has been one of the best runs of a TV show I've ever seen. That like it made sense and it kept up its pace right to the very end, and then we get to the last episode and like it doesn't let up. It's like right away we get back into the humor, get back into the jokes, and it's like that for a good 5 minutes, and then we're off on this just like murderous rampage for the next like 20 minutes.
Yeah,
and it was fucking awesome, bro.
Vigilante was so good,
dude. The scene when Peacemaker pulls out the fucking shield, and all three of them go in, and he's like popping off with his shield. Hardcore's got the guns going off. Vigilante's like macheting people's heads. Like, it was like one of the funnest fight scenes I've ever seen in a movie. Like, it felt like 70s camp, but done in like a 2022 like level of quality.
It was graphic, and I loved every second of it. It was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
It was very like, it was heartfelt at times too, and it had you like at the edge of your seat, guessing what was going to happen. How the hell were they going to take out the cow? How were they going to get into the area? And then that moment with Economos when he's like explaining why he dyed his beard, like
that was great.
For a moment, I was like, "Oh, geez, I feel like a dick now."
Yeah, yeah, and
bro,
you could see Peacemaker was broken as well with that. Like, he's like, "Oh shit, I'm a dickhead." Like,
he's a bully.
Yeah.
I feel like James Gunn was self-inserting himself a little bit there because he dyes his hair black now, and I feel like he was kind of putting himself in there just a little bit.
He dyes his hair black.
Yep.
Because it was white during the filming of the show, and then when he was on Guardians 3, I think there's like some set photos of him from Guardians, and he has brown hair. So like he must be just dyeing his hair all over the place. Cause
I have to go look him up, but like the character Hardcore, who he dates in real life, she posted some Twitter images, and that's where I seen it. So give me a second, I'll pull it up.
Yeah.
Man.
Did you see? I follow him on Twitter. He's actually very good on Twitter. Just he puts out a lot of behind the scenes stuff, and it's interesting to read it. But I saw that the last scene where Peacemaker's in the hospital beside Harcourt in the bed, and she's like, she starts to cry or whatever because she's like, realizes that he's been there for days waiting on her. But apparently James Gunn said when they were shooting that scene that John Cena, when he was holding her hand, was bawling his eyes out crying in real life because it was such a gripping scene. But Gunn was like, we didn't put any of it in the show, we didn't capture it. But he was like, I wasn't watching the scene, I was sitting watching John crying because he was just so engrossed in the scene, like, because it's the first time that Harcourt is actually showing like vulnerability, like, dude, like powerful stuff, like, and it's just, when I hear shit like that, I'm just like, okay, John Cena is incredible, like, it's just like he's so like into this story that he's actually bawling his eyes out crying, like literally IRL, like it's insane. So good. Like,
I love how on board John Cena is with anything that he goes into, any sort of acting he does. I think he was in Daddy's Home 2, and he did a great job in that one as well.
I watched Fast 9 last weekend for the first time. It was probably no lie, and I'm a fan of the Fast franchise. It was possibly the worst film I've seen in the last 10 years. It was horrendous. It was so bad. But like even like John Cena's in the movie, and I'm like, he's even so bad. Look at him there.
Yeah. Okay, you got it now.
I got it.
Yeah.
All right. So I feel like he's dyeing his hair, and I feel like he's just.
To be honest, right? I actually think he's dyeing his hair white as well.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I think he is, like. Because like you can't go from having that length of hair. Like, I don't know how long these two have been a couple for, but like I doubt there's years of the difference. Like, because if you see any of his pictures now, I don't know if you go onto James's Twitter there, and like any of the pictures you'll see now, his hair is like snow white. So, do you know what I mean? I'm like, how? Like, look, you know what I mean? Like that looks dyed. Like, I don't think that's actually his hair.
I think that's really him, bro.
Yeah, I think it works. I think it works. I think you should leave it.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, I think it's he's 55. That's not old, but it's older, and she's like 35 or something.
Yeah, she's.
So I feel like he feels that age gap a little bit.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, fair play to him. He's punching above his weight for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and all that Disney money will help you.
Can we talk for a second? Obviously, the big scene at the end, with the Justice League. Spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen it, but the 4 members of the Justice League show up, and
they're late.
They're late, yeah. I love seeing as like, you know, you're fucking late, you dickheads. You know, like we've done the thing. Like, and he's carrying Harcourt, and like I genuinely thought Harcourt was gonna die as well. Like, cause like you know she's spitting up blood and stuff. And I actually thought to myself, I was like, oh my god, is Barry gonna come in here and like go back in time? But I was like, that's so stupid. And then like 2 minutes later, Barry Allen is there. I'm like, oh my god. I was like, holy shit. I could not believe that they actually got Jason Momoa and Ezra Miller to actually show up, which is just incredible. Obviously the other 2 weren't there, and I think I want to get how do you guys feel about the whole scene? I personally loved it. I thought it was great. I'm a big Snyder fan. I don't see it as like an insult to Snyder's work or anything like that, but there's a lot of the fan base. If you go through like Peacemaker, they're like the hashtag or whatever, there's a lot of fans that are not happy with this scene, and I think they're wild, bro. I think they're wild. I think it was great. The fact that you actually got Momoa and Miller on screen was insane. Wild. Absolutely wild.
I cannot fucking stand a DC fan. They want everything to be so serious, and they don't want to have any fun with their characters whatsoever. They want it to be serious and this. Like, having Aquaman address the rumors out there that he fucks fish is just the funniest thing in the world. Yeah. Because it would be in character. Like, Aquaman is not this king of Atlantis that shall not be approached. Like, he's a dude from a port city. You know, he's from a lighthouse, bro. Yeah. Like, Boba Fett taught him how to fight. Like, he doesn't care about this. Like, he's a drunk. Yeah. It's hilarious, man. Yeah. I can't stand it. But the scene was great.
I thought it was great.
It's exactly what we hate about Marvel TV shows. Like, the fucking Justice League shows up, and it doesn't take away from at all Peacemaker. It doesn't steal the spotlight. Nothing. Yeah. The whole Justice League shows up. Well, not Batman, which is hilarious, by the way.
Well, this is what makes people. This is what's making people angry. You know, people are like, you're not showing. You didn't bring Henry Cavill back, and you're clearly showing his suit and just blackening out his face. So it's meant to be him, but it's not. You know, and again, I don't care. Like, you know, it's like, I'm sure if I don't know what's going on in the background. I'm sure if you were to ask Henry Cavill to pop on set, he would have done it. He's openly said, I've got the suit sitting in my closet, I'm just waiting for the call. So he would have actually done it. Like, you know, there's something going on in the background not allowing him to actually be on set. And that does annoy me. But I'm not bringing the real world into content. Like, you know, I'm looking at this objectively as a fucking TV show, and I'm trying to inject myself into that world. And I'm like, okay, we've been watching Peacemaker for 5 weeks, and you know what I mean? It's amazing that the Justice League have showed up. You know, like, I'm not like thinking like, how dare they not put Ben Affleck in, and people are going crazy because like it's like, oh, has James Gunn now just deleted Ray Fisher from like canon and stuff? It's like, calm down, guys, like, calm down. You know what I mean? He's going through some serious shit with like Warner Brothers and stuff like that. Like, of course they're not going to put him in a movie now. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's not going to happen. Yeah. And then like,
you know, even if these people would show up, they still got to pay him. And it's not like Peacemaker has like the biggest, you know, budget in the world. Like, these people just like, they can't show up for nothing. Like, that's not really a thing that happens in Hollywood. They have to get paid. They have to get paid their rate to show up because they got agents who work for them. They got all these people who do all this business work for them, and lawyers and stuff like that who gets all the contracts signed, and they got to pay these people. And so it's going to cost money for them to get all of them up there. And, you know, they didn't show off Wonder Woman either. It's not like, you know, Gal Gadot was in this because they can't afford her. They can't afford Henry Cavill. You know, they didn't bring Ben Affleck in. Like, they can't afford certain people.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just the cost of like time and money, just like you said, Hofmvn. You know, they probably only gave them maybe like 1 or 2 minutes at the most for probably like $1 million or $2 million. Yeah, which is, it's insane because they also have to wear the costume and they also have to talk. So that's huge. If they were just standing there and you just saw them for a second, but it had the actors in the costumes, might have cost less. But like, they went full force with it, literally like, fuck you, Barry. Yep. Like, I love that part.
Yes, he spoke for all of us there.
Yeah, and I really think that like part of it too is, although that they couldn't afford the other characters, maybe it also could be for better marketing purposes, because I know, you know, that we're gonna get a Flash show. Is it a Flash show or a Flash movie? movie. So
I think the only reason why they're in that as well is because they're making content. They're making movies right now for DC. So it's probably a lot easier for them to step onto a different set. But I don't know if you guys knew this, but did you know that they actually shot that scene using Marvel cameras and Marvel staff? That scene was actually shot while he was working on Guardians 3.
Yeah,
that's great.
That's hilarious.
It's wild when you think about it. Like
James Gunn can do anything, bro.
Yeah, that's the proof of it right there. They literally made Marvel content, or sorry, DC content with fucking Marvel equipment and Marvel staff during a Marvel production. Like it's insane. It's absolutely insane.
Crazy.
Yeah, I couldn't believe when I read that.
I thought the funniest thing was that Batman was completely left out. They didn't even use his likeness there, right? Like he just wasn't even there, which is kind of funny because one of the people who I watch who would like do YouTube breakdown, Screen Crush, he's been pointing out that the Wayne Enterprise logo that they've been using inside of the show isn't the same Wayne Enterprise logo that's from the Snyderverse. It's a completely different Wayne Enterprise. So they're using the logo from Christian Bale's universe for the Wayne logo whenever it shows up in Peacemaker.
What?
So the fact that so the fact that they left Batman out of that scene is kind of funny.
It makes sense because he's in hiding.
Right. True. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's a connection. If it's just maybe it's like a set designer thing. Maybe James Gunn didn't really think about it. He just trusted his prop master. But I just thought it was kind of a coincidence.
I mean, 2 out of 5 is not bad though.
Like realistically, and I think people are kind of maybe looking into it too much. Like, why wasn't Ray Fisher there? Why wasn't Cyborg there? Why wasn't Batman there? It's like, when there's an incident, like all of the Justice League don't always go out. Like, there'll be missions where it's only 2 or 3 of them. Like, you know what I mean? And if you think about it, every one of them that showed up there are people with like who can either fly or have like speed abilities and so on. So it makes sense like that they would just go together. Like if they were going to rush out like a last minute call, it's like, let's send all the people who can fucking get there in 1 minute, like, and not have like Batman having to suit up and get the Batmobile out and everything like that. Like, it just, it kind of made sense to me. I'm like, does the whole Justice League need to be here? Like Superman could have sorted that out by himself. Like none of the others need to be there. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of like, I'm not digging too deep into it. Some people are just going fucking outrageous with it, if I'm being honest. Like
I saw a TikTok that's like, bro, no way Superman and Flash will be late to this. I'm like, you guys are like, first off, if you just want to break it down, who knows when they got the message? Yeah, like,
this is it.
I'm like, what the hell, dude? Calm down. It's a fun scene.
Yeah.
All right, I guess I won't make that remark.
I'm sorry. There you go, bud. Look, Amanda Waller can do a lot of things, but she doesn't have the personal number to Superman, bro.
I saw as well, the way the daughter went on TV and kind of like told everybody about Task Force X and stuff. They're like, has those actions now killed the Suicide Squad franchise? Like, have they just kind of, because like, Amanda Waller now can't operate because, it was supposed to be like kind of like state secret or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I think interesting.
I think it could still be underground. Like the operation that they did was pretty underground. Nobody really knew what was going on, and anybody that was aware of it, of course, they're kind of, they could just find another spot. It's as simple as just going to a different area. They went to I think a video store, right, and made their facility right there.
Yeah.
Knew the wiser.
I don't think it was Amanda Waller's daughter who killed the Suicide Squad, more so than the $160 million box office they took in for this movie. That is not a lot of money for the amount that went into Suicide Squad 2.
Yeah. It's a good movie, though. Deserved to
Fantastic movie.
Deserved to do a lot better.
Maybe that's why a lot of the characters got killed off early, because maybe they figured if it doesn't go anywhere, at least most of the characters that you would use are gone.
Maybe, but just pulling the numbers real quick, it cost $185 million to make. It only made $167 million, so they lost money on Suicide Squad 2, and it was a drastically better movie than the first Suicide Squad. but the first Suicide Squad made $746 million. Like it was a banger of a movie, a huge success. Even though it was a dumpster of a movie.
Yeah. Well,
and
again,
not even James Gunn could get it off the ground, you know?
That was pre-COVID and so on. Like, I think the COVID thing kind of hurt this as well. And I think didn't they do a streaming release at the same time? It wasn't like a theatrical. You know, that all plays a big part. You know, if it was a theatrical only release for Suicide Squad, it probably would have doubled the numbers in the box office because people would want to see it. Whereas I think it's a kind of movie where everybody was kind of sitting on the fence with it, kind of saying like, okay, the first one was so fucking shit, I'm just going to watch this at home. I'm not going to actually pay to go see this and, you know, do a whole day out. Like, because I don't know about you guys, like, but when I go to the cinema, it's like $60-$70. Like, it's a date night, you know what I mean? Like, it's expensive to go to the cinema. So for me, like, I'm not going to, like, there was no way in hell I was going to see that Matrix movie in the cinema. Like, I'm like, I'll watch that at home, like, you know. And I think Suicide Squad was the same. It wasn't even an option for me to go see it here. Like, I had to watch it at home. It wasn't even released over here. And again, I think that's part of the reason why it did so bad, because I don't think it got an EU release at all.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and it's nuts.
I agree with you, but you know how much can they absorb to get people on streaming services? You know, like how much money is Warner Brothers and HBO willing to take on and lose? Because the Matrix movies lost a ton of money, and even though if it gets a lot of views on streaming services, like how much money do they allocate? And like, you know, if you're on HBO Max, it's like what, $15 a month or whatever, and how much they know if that goes to the Suicide Squad production budget. Like, it's so weird to me.
Yeah, I wonder, like, are they able to kind of break down, like, okay, this is a new subscription, and the first thing that they've watched on the service is Suicide Squad. They've obviously purchased the service to watch this content.
Yeah.
Maybe they do. Maybe they kind of bring numbers like that in. But, like, you know, if you've been a subscriber for 2 years, like, how do they know, like, how can they attribute any of the revenue to you watching that film? Like, you know, you've been a loyal customer for 2 years. Like, you know, it's not like you heard like, oh, they're making a Suicide Squad movie, I'm gonna purchase my fucking subscription now and be waiting, like, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Like, they probably have an algorithm that pulls up like exactly what you've watched in the last week or so. So they could see that, they could take however many views they've gotten out of it, and see if they can pull revenue from that amount of views. Because like they got to get their money somehow. Like, they didn't just put it in there and go like, hey, we're burning money, let's go. So like something's got to come out of it. But I think they should have paywalled it, especially for a movie like that.
Yeah. And like, you know, I don't see anything wrong with that. Now, you know, when we talk about streaming as well, like, you know, you have to bring the whole piracy thing into it as well. Like, because, you know, anybody outside of the United States doesn't have access to HBO. They can't pay for it. So they're pirating that movie. So anybody who's watching that movie in Europe is downloading it illegally. Like, so that's half the world, you know, more than half the world are having to illegally download that content to watch it because they can't watch it. It's locked down to the US only, which, again, another thing about the DC service, I think, which was a reason why it failed. When DC had their own streaming service, the shows were fucking brilliant. The first season of Swamp Thing was amazing. The first season of Titans was incredible. You know, it was dark, it was gritty, it was like Robin going around kicking the fuck out of people, and it was like Daredevil in the DC universe. It was great, you know. But then when they moved it all over to HBO, I don't know why, but it wasn't as good. And I think the reason why that DC Universe app failed was because they never launched it in EU. It never left America. So again,
I didn't even know they had a DC app, bro.
Yeah, DC Universe was what it was called, and it was where they first made Titans, they first made Doom Patrol, all this stuff, and they were releasing all the animated movies were coming out exclusively on that as well. But it wasn't available. I couldn't buy it. I would have paid full price for it, but I couldn't even buy it. Like, it's fucking ridiculous.
I would have gotten it because, like, I thought Doom Patrol's amazing. I thought the first season was brilliant. I love watching all the DC animated stuff. It's like some of the best content to watch for like nerds. You know, I love that stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
How dare they?
I know. And then they just sold everything over to HBO, and I thought, wow, HBO, this is going to be amazing. Like, HBO make the best TV shows in the world, and I love that they call it a Max original because they're trying to keep the HBO name off it because a lot of the stuff that's come out so far has been shit. So it hasn't been great, dude. Hasn't been great. But I highly recommend getting on Swamp Thing if you can. It's only 10 episodes, and they kind of cancelled it, but now apparently the CW have purchased it, and I think they're going to make a second season. So if they can keep it as dark as the first season was, it'll be great. But those are 10 episodes that are just amazing. Like, it's so good. So good.
Yeah,
so
I heard
good.
that it was like supposed to be like almost like a horror type, like almost a thriller as well, right? Because it's getting into the dark swamp, and you see the origins of Swamp Thing. And I saw the trailer for it, and it looked like a horror movie for sure. And so if it's still playing at that, then I would love to see it.
HBO Max has such potential. It's just the shows just are kind of weird, and they're getting a little better. And some of the stuff they got coming down the pipeline look really interesting, but there's so much on there that I just don't want to watch, bro. I'm just like, yeah, okay, all right. Well,
I thought this Batgirl project was a TV show because it was on HBO Max, but it's actually a HBO Max movie.
Yeah,
so it's a film, but it's going to be on HBO Max. I'm like, what? Did you see that there was pictures of Keaton in his batsuit? Looks crazy.
He's looking good, man.
Yeah,
he's looking good.
So good. Did you guys already get your tickets for the Batman?
No, not yet.
I need to buy some.
I'm going to see Uncharted tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that.
God,
I'm looking forward to it. I've heard some mixed reviews, but I don't care.
It's getting panned, bro. Like, panned.
I've heard if you're a fan of the games, which obviously I am, those games changed my life. But apparently if you're a big diehard fan of the games, you won't like the movie. But if you haven't played the games, you'll love the movie, sort of thing. So I don't know. We'll see. I love Marky. I love Marky Mark. I like Tom Holland. I love the content. I love Nathan Drake. The fact that our boy, who did the voice. Oh my God, why is his name fucking escaping me right now? Nolan North. Nolan North.
Yes.
He actually does a cameo in the movie as well, so I'm so excited about that. He's in there somewhere, so and like they play like the theme music from like the original game and stuff, like is kind of playing during the movie and stuff as well. Like I think it's gonna be fun. I think it'll be kind of like a National Treasure style movie, like, and I love that sort of stuff. Like I eat that shit up, like, so. I thought
it looked like a Fast and Furious, bro. Like,
yeah, I don't know. I'll let you know. I'll be able to talk about it for a few minutes on the podcast next week.
Yeah,
I might check it out next week. I just put it on hiatus for now because I'm busy this week. So
yeah,
I refuse to give them my money for that.
Yeah, I don't blame you, to be honest. You know, I've been a fan of the game since day one, so just kind of I need to see it, you know. But
yeah,
I can understand if you wouldn't.
I can understand why there's mixed reviews. I checked the theater like down the street, and I looked at the seating. There was one spot that was taken. Everything else was vacant. So I was like, I don't know.
Oh boy. People are not going out anymore, man. People are shut up. They do not want to go out. And I'm kind of one of them. Like, it takes a lot for me to get out to the movie theaters nowadays. And I think Finto's right with the way he's saying about the money. Like, I don't want to go chuck $20 for a ticket, you know? I want tickets to come back down to like $10, $5.
Oh, dude.
Well, that was the thing. It's like the ticket over down the street is like $11, $12. So I was like, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
So I was thinking maybe it would get filled with, you know, people that just want to bring their families and their kids, and they're like, man, I played this game before. It's gonna be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But no, just one sad person that's in the corner.
Yeah, when I booked the tickets for Uncharted, they were, how much were they? I think I paid like €32, which is about $36 for the 2 seats, and that's like, you know, you spend the same amount of money on food as well. Usually I buy the tickets and she'll buy the food, like we go half and half, but like between us, like it's $70 night out, like, you know, it's insane. Like, you know, you get a good meal in a restaurant for that, you know.
Yeah. And like you're paying that for money, and it's like it's not even good. It's like lukewarm popcorn. Like it's not.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Seen him.
Another thing
Just
that
fill up on the butter.
Another thing that I wanted to chat about real quick in Peacemaker was we got the very first reference to the Green Arrow in the DCEU. I fucking loved it, bro. He's like one of my favorite superheroes, if not my favorite superhero. I love him so much. Read all the comics, love the TV shows, and just the fact that they were talking shit about the Green Arrow, I was like, oh my god, because I know he's coming. Like they're doing a Black Canary project. I think she's getting her own movie, and I think he's going to be in it. So I'm very curious who they cast to play him and stuff. But just the fact that they're even talking about him in the universe now, you know, he's knocking around. Like, so, it's good. It's good. And I think if they do him right as well, like he's very similar to Batman. So, you know, he's a billionaire and he doesn't have any powers, but like he's got tech and all this sort of stuff, and he's the fucking greatest archer in the world and blah blah blah. Like, so I think if they can do it right, it'll be very, very entertaining. And it could like, not that it could ever replace Batman, but he could like maybe feed a bit of what people like to see from like a Bruce Wayne on screen. But it's Oliver Queen. He's a different character, but it's pretty much the same thing. Like, you know, I'd love to see Charlie Hunnam cast. I think he's like the #1 fan casting for it. And if they can get him in and do it right, you know, make the CGI look good, like do the kind of bow work and stuff like they were doing in Hawkeye, but equally as good or maybe better, it would just be phenomenal. I'd love it.
I want them to take the joke though and take it with them, so that when they do the show or movie, some people are going to be like bystanders. They're going to be like, "Is it true you're a confirmed brony?"
Yeah, I'm curious. Like, there's been a couple of different like iterations of Oliver Queen. Like, you know, he's been like a kind of playboy kind of Bruce Wayne kind of character, and then there's been like other sides of him that have been like, you know, very serious kind of, you know, like he was part of like a Russian like mob at one point and stuff like, and he's like pretty much a fucking killer, like, you know, like in with the TV iteration of him, like when he first comes back off the island, like he's a stone cold killer, like, you know, so like they call him the Vigilante and he's gone around killing people. Like, it's great. Like, I'd love to see that in the movies, like, but I just don't know which version we're going to get of him. Like, if we get the Playboy one, maybe they'll try and like replace a kind of Bruce Wayne kind of vibe with him. So I don't know, we'll see. But I'm excited either way. I love him no matter what.
For sure. I love that you hate Hawkeye, but you love Green Arrow.
Yeah, dude.
I don't understand you, bro.
I don't hate Hawkeye.
You're a mist. I remember the Hawkeye reviews.
No, they weren't.
You were a little rough on Hawkeye.
No. I like him. I like him.
All right.
I do like him. He's no Sam Wilson.
Just like taking a shot at Sam Wilson for no reason. He's just hanging out there enjoying himself, being captain.
I'll take a shot at Sam Wilson all day.
I think once we reach 100 episodes in this podcast, we should get a compilation of all the times you mentioned Sam.
Oh, the effort of actually doing that. I actually, like, that'd be something that, like, could get me in a lot of trouble. Like, you know, I don't think we should do that. You know, like, I've nothing against him, honestly. Like, but if you were to clip all the shit that I've said about him together, like, Anthony Mackie would probably be in my DMs trying to fucking slap me around, you know? Oh my god.
I hope he does anyways. I hope he slides up in your DMs. You talking shit?
I'd love to get him on. Imagine.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Imagine.
I'd be so embarrassed about everything you said about him that we have to have him as a guest. I would not want it. I couldn't sit here, man.
Just delete the channel and start a new one. Get rid of the evidence.
Hey, on our first episode of the
yeah, this is episode 1. Welcome to the cast, guys. Actually, I think we're only 2 weeks off at 50 episodes. I think this is 48, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
What's the Moon Knight release date?
March 30th.
End of March.
Oh man, a little late, a little long for us. I was gonna say that'd been fun.
Batman,
is it true that is it true that they pick March 30th because it's supposed to be a full moon that night?
Oh, that's fantastic if it's true.
That's hilarious.
That is fantastic if it's true.
Batman release date, because I've got to go buy some tickets. March 4th. Oh, man.
I've got a premiere watch for it on March 1st.
Okay, buddy.
I'm excited, man.
Yeah, no, like I'm gonna try and get to see it as quick as I can. I've been watching some of like the press tour with Robert Pattinson and stuff. Yeah, I'm excited. I think it's gonna be good. You know, he's been saying like, you know, he's been like real kind of scared that he was gonna be the worst Batman. It's like, thank God for George Clooney. Like no one will beat that. That was just a horrendous performance.
Come on now.
I mean, just Batman and Robin was campy. Like it was fun.
Yeah.
Like it just wasn't our Batman. It was just a fun movie.
The nipples on the suits and stuff. Like it was such a hard watch.
That has to be canon though.
Yeah.
Like
we've seen that in the comic books before, right?
Yeah.
They've drawn the nipples on the suits.
I think like comic books are a bit different. Like, you know, like women are always drawn real raunchy. Like it's kind of, you know, I think the artists are a little too horny half the time, like when they're drawing these people. Like, so I can understand it in a comic book, but not in a movie. Especially now, like I kind of think the time that those movies were released, yes, okay, fair enough. Like it worked, you know. Like if you think about it, when those movies were coming out, like we had shit like Power Rangers and all that sort of stuff. Like, so, you know, it kind of fit in with where we were. But nowadays, like, Jesus, it'd be.
Well, what
like,
if it's accurate?
Nah,
like, what if it's actually like? I mean, you're in the heat of battle. You don't want to chafe.
But like I got like, you know, the nipples like weren't the best, but I thought that the suit, you know, the suits that without it, you know, the Robin suit that had that metallic red and green, I thought it looked really good.
Yeah. I loved the scenes where they were getting dressed. I always thought they were hilarious. And I just remember being very young, even just looking at like Batgirl, just going, "Whoa," you know, just like holy shit, you know, she was great. And then like like looking at the nipples on her costume, you're just kind of like, oh my god, should I be watching this? I was so young, like I should not be watching this.
Her Batgirl outfit is way better than the one they got going on right now on the new one.
Yeah, you're probably right.
She looks cool. Where would you even watch it nowadays? If you want to go back and watch the old Batman, George Clooney.
I think those movies are on Apple. I think you can rent them or buy them on Apple. I haven't really seen them anywhere else.
I'm gonna go rewatch them.
I presume. Sorry, I don't have HBO, but are they not all like? Does the DC is like the DC's entire catalog not on HBO Max?
I don't know. Take a look right now.
Yeah, I'd be kind of shocked. I thought that was the whole point of it. You know, was that HBO would just be one central location for everything.
Apparently, you can watch them on Hulu, which
interesting,
decent.
That's weird. I should have them on my Disney app then. How strange is that? You know, I boot up Disney, and like over here we have like Hulu on Disney, so it's like that'd be strange actually if there's like DC properties on my Disney app. It just doesn't sound right, doesn't it? Not? Booker Bush says
Netflix has the
Booker
Dark
Bush
Knight
says it
series. It is?
Netflix doesn't have. Netflix in America has Dark Knight. That's cool. We don't have it over here. Our libraries are very different.
Well, we got freedom over here, so you know us.
I mean, I'm a little bummed out because I really want, like, my girlfriend got me into a Great British Baking Show, and I found out there's a Great Canadian Baking Show, and I have to get a VPN if I want to watch that.
True.
Yeah, that would be the perfect segue if we had a VPN sponsor.
How do we get a VPN sponsor? We need to do this.
Well, I think we got to grow a little bit bigger than 40 views a week. We just get a little bigger and
just a tad.
Don't come to us.
Just a tad. That's so funny, dude. Yeah, we got to make a few more shorts. I think that's a really good way of getting a bit of visibility out. So,
yeah, I haven't picked out some of the stuff that I thought was really good yet, but I'll come by you maybe next week.
Just like send me a message with like just the times or whatever. And if anybody listening in the chat ever hears anything that's like really funny or whatever, like clip it here on Twitch and we can turn it into a short, like, you know, because I think shorts on YouTube is the way forward.
Doesn't have to be fancy.
No,
just has to be like us talking.
Yeah, it could be us like just getting a really good point across on something that we're talking about, or it could be something funny. It doesn't need to be funny, like, you know, it could be something serious. It could just be a really good take on something.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, absolutely. I think if we can just gather clips, I think it'll be really good to get it going on the socials, especially like, you know, all you need is like one video to blow up on TikTok, like, and geez, we could have like 100 people in here, you know. Like it could happen that easily, like. So yeah, that'd be great. Be great. I'd love us to reach some new people. Be great.
Have more marvelous chats for people.
Yeah. Kidgen replace Kyle with me. How dare you, sir?
Replace?
Jeez.
How
Kyle's
dare you?
MIA.
How dare you?
You'd be a guest, maybe.
I miss Kyle.
I do too. I was talking to him today.
Yeah.
I was talking to him during the week. Yeah.
Good
Hopefully,
lad, that guy.
I think we'll get him back. I've said like he's more than welcome to come back whenever he feels like it. So fingers crossed that'll be soon. I miss him around.
Now that Mexicans settle, maybe Mexicans jump on for a couple of spots.
True. Yeah. I think we could try and do a big episode around the Batman release. I think that'd be a nice one. I know, obviously,
That'd be great.
We're marvelous chats, but, you know, I'm very happy talking about everything else as well. So, you know, I think a Batman episode will definitely happen.
The bats. Yeah, I'm into it. Because we got nothing coming out until March 30th with Moon Knight. Like we're high and dry for Marvel right now.
This drought is gonna be rough.
Yeah.
And then I guess we got Obi-Wan coming up on the 25th though. No, that's in May.
Yeah.
Not March.
Yep.
Oh, May's gonna be rammed. Have you guys seen The Boys is bringing out an animated series? And
yes.
The cast list is incredible for it. Incredible.
I think it's gonna be like kind of like Star Wars Visions, where it's a anthology, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think Seth Rogen was talking about it on Hot Ones, and he was saying that they just like completely robbed the idea from like the Animatrix or something like that. They were like, you know, we saw that, we're like, let's just fucking do that.
The old Animatrix.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
I'm looking forward to that. Like, there's a lot of good stuff coming.
Yeah, they basically like just. I feel like gaming realized that none of the other entertainment industries like to drop stuff in February, and so they're like, all right, we're gonna start punching stuff in February, and while if they're not gonna do it because this is the most crazy month for gaming I've ever seen, and then there's nothing in terms of movies and comic book culture stuff, like nothing.
Yeah, it is wild.
Yeah,
I'm very surprised.
But it makes sense. I mean, I was gonna say it makes sense. So I mean, you get this large pool that's, you know, just this oasis of video games, and you really want to put all your, you know, marketing into that gaming section? Probably not.
Yeah, that's true.
Talking about gaming very quickly, I know I popped into your stream the other day, Hofmvn. You were watching the cinematic trailer for the new Old Republic.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
Ooh.
Should we just play that? Would it start a guild?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can start streaming that.
I honestly, it's one of those things, you know, when I was young, I played World of Warcraft when it first came out. Do you remember back in the day you could like sign up for like a free 12-day trial of WoW when it first came out?
Yeah.
I played that like on my like family computer, like when I was still in school, and I was staying up till like 2 o'clock in the morning for those 12 days. And I just said to myself, I can't do this. Like, if I buy this game, like, it's going to destroy my life. And when that Star Wars game came out, I said the exact same thing. I was like, I cannot touch this because it will just take over my entire life. Like, I just can't do it. So, yeah, it's just one of those ones I try and stay away from, just because I don't have the time to do it. And especially now, like, you know, now that I'm an adult, it's just even harder, you know, like, the only time I game is when I'm streaming, you know, so anytime I'm not live, I'm not gaming. Like, that's just the life I live right now. So it's grim, but definitely don't have time for something like Star Wars Online. Jesus, no. I wish I did.
We'll find out later.
Yeah.
We'll see later.
Yeah, even the like Knights of the Old Republic is going to take up so much of my time. Like, it's crazy.
Oh, man. God, it's going to be a good game. I can feel it. I'm just so happy EA no longer has all the rights to Star Wars video games.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Because they did fuck all with it. Like, to be fair, they had exclusive rights for how long? 7 years or something like that, and they put out 3 games.
Yeah. And
joke.
They're really good games. Like, you know, the Jedi Order, or whatever, the Fallen Order.
Oh, fantastic.
Great. Battlefront is like those are my favorite single player FPS experiences. They're like top tier right there. They really fit in well with the movies. There's so much potential within the Star Wars universe, and they squandered it.
Yeah. Was that VR game that you played with the was it called Rogue Squadron or
Squadrons?
Was that part of EA?
Oh, Squadrons. Yeah.
That was a failure, dude. Like,
It was fun though.
It was fun, but it didn't go anywhere. Like, that game came and went. It was just out 1 week. I saw a few people streaming it and never seen it again.
But to be fair, like flying games never take off. No, sorry about the pun. Like flying games never do well.
Yeah.
So
except for Ace Combat.
Yeah, I guess so. But I would say Squadrons is the most ridiculous experience I've ever had in terms of feeling like I was actually in Star Wars. Being able to look around the cockpit, like I felt like I was actually in a TIE fighter or an X-Wing. Like you could feel it, man. And I wish I could play that game in VR. Like, wish I could.
I think like VR would be a good step for stuff like that. I think games like that will really thrive. But for now, no. And especially like, you know, I picked up the first Battlefront on PS4. I honestly played it for like a half an hour and I never played it again. And I paid full fucking price for it. I just had no interest in it. Game started out and you're flying around in the Millennium Falcon. I was like, this was fun for 10 minutes and that was it. You know, that honestly, that was it. And then I bought the second game on PS4, again, full price, just came out, and I was like, Star Wars, have to buy it. Again, played it for like an hour. I was like, oh my god, you can like run around as Anakin and stuff. And I was just like, yeah. Never played the campaign, went into like multiplayer straight away. And then like, when I only played the campaign maybe a year ago when Epic put it up for free, and it was fucking brilliant. Loved it. But it was too short, but it was fantastic though. You know, so, I don't know. I just think the flying elements of those games just proper turned me off, you know?
Yeah.
So I just think VR would really change that space altogether.
I agree.
As they further the technology of VR, I'm pretty sure it's going to be more and more popular over time, especially for those kind of games. Because I know that in previous iterations of VR, you can get motion sickness pretty easily.
Yeah.
So doing it now, like, you know, it's getting better. So I'm pretty sure once they have another iteration, especially because of the PlayStation VR 2 coming out, you know, maybe that'll get more people in and they'll probably do some more VRs. They'll do another, you know, Squadron VR sequel so that they can maybe see if it improves. But eventually, I think eventually we'll get somewhere and then we'll see Finto with a headset on. That'd be really fun to see.
Bro, like
I've done a Star Wars VR experience in real life where you actually put on a helmet and a vest. And you walk around and like you feel the walls and like you pick up a gun, you're shooting it and like you can like peek around a corner with it. And it was fucking crazy, man. And like if they can get that going on, yes, I'm down.
Yeah, like I've played around on Oculus a little bit and it's fun, but it's just not there yet for me to be buying myself one and, you know, investing time to sitting on my couch in VR. It just kind of still feels a bit strange to me, like, you know. It's very much a gimmick to me right now, you know. It's not something that I'm gonna be seriously investing in, whereas I do truly think that like in 20 years time, like we're going to be living in a Ready Player One world where everything's metaverse, and do you know what I mean? You know, the people who are first into NFTs are going to be the richest people in the world, and you know, it's going to be crazy. Like, but I just don't think we're there yet. To be honest, it kind of scares me a bit. Like, as cool as VR is, I think it is very scary at the same time. You know, it's just it's like, I think a lot of people have problems right now with like how immersive and how, like, you know, distracting video games are for, you know, people who sit in their house for 10 hours a day and don't go outside, and especially young kids. Like, what's it going to be like when you throw a headset on and you're in a different world? You're not going to want to leave it, like, you know. And imagine if, like, you know, Twitch turns into a thing where instead of us sitting at desks and streaming in front of webcams and playing video games, we all just log on to a private, like, metaverse server. Like, you know, I jump into my VR server and everybody in the D team pops in and we all fucking go on adventures together. Like, you know, that's what the future of streaming is probably going to be. You know, it's kind of crazy when you think about it.
I feel like you're starting to like frame this as a problem, and I'm kind of loving it.
I'm loving it too. Honestly.
I don't know. It kind of scares me, bro, if I'm being honest. Like, I just like, you know, what's going to make you want to go back to the real world?
Food.
Food?
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. You'll probably be fucking eating pills at that stage where it'll sustain you for the whole day and you could just not have to sleep or anything.
If the pills are tasty, then yes.
I feel like right now, you're having the conversation that my grandpa used to have with my grandma about the internet, about the regular internet.
Yeah. I don't know, bro. I'm just kind of, not that I'm like, you know, obviously I work in IT. I'm a very like tech head person. I love new technology and stuff. I do worry a bit what it's going to do to civilization. Like, you know, I think a lot of people are very antisocial as it is now. And I think, you know, a worldwide pandemic didn't help. You know, some people are afraid to go back outside now. You know what I mean? Like, what happens when you can go into a digital world and, you know, make yourself look like whatever you want to look like and live in whatever world you want to live in? Like, you're not going to want to go out in the real world.
So they made a game, or not a game, a movie about that. It was called Gamer with.
I saw it.
Gerard Butler.
Yeah, it was good.
I really liked it.
Yeah, it was good.
I mean, just as a thought experiment, you say who's going to go out in the real world. Who says that living online isn't going to be a better experience for you as a human?
Yeah, it doesn't.
You know what I mean?
It just doesn't sound healthy. Is the only thing.
Well, I mean, people aren't being healthy with TV or anything like that, anyways. What if you get into a situation where in the VR thing you have to actually like walk around on like one of those treadmill like things to move around? You know what I mean? You're actually moving your whole body.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a better way to be. I don't know.
That'd be good.
Just as a thought experiment.
Yeah.
Well, and then for accessibility situations as well, like when people want to actually interact with things and feel like they're moving, like, you know, you have paraplegics and quadriplegic people that don't get to experience that stuff anymore. And so, like, you know, ethically speaking, if you can put on a VR helmet for them and you like mind link it in a sense, and they're able to move and walk and like interact with things, that's like enticing to the brain. It's going to make them feel good. It's going to make them feel happier about things. So it's positive. There's a lot of positive things you can look into it. But yeah, like in terms of the scary parts, I get it. Like we can all live sedentary lifestyles. I think most of us do right now because we either work in IT or we're streamers or, you know, we're currently looking for a job. It's just how the world is now. Like it's tough to kind of go back because there's so much good stuff out of this stuff.
Yeah. Buckerbrush is like in the chat here. He's like a fully addicted VR player. He's saying that he's only in it a couple of hours a day. I'm like, that's now though, you know, like that's where it is now, and you're in it a couple of hours, like kind of in the intro stages to it. What's it going to be like in 20 years time when, you know, it's going to be like it's going to be real life basically. You know, you're going to throw a headset on and it's going to be like you're actually walking around a mansion, like, you know. Well,
I'm excited for this because I feel like people have ruined everything in the real world. Like people who just want to go and like have terrible tourist experiences have ruined tourist experiences for people who just want to be there to experience what it is and not like just be on their phone the whole time taking pictures of stuff, right?
Yeah.
That on this tiny phone instead of a real camera. And so I feel like this is gonna like those people who want to go to like concerts and hold up their phone the whole time. They'll just watch it in VR, and then if you want to go to the concert, you can go to the concert and just be there to have it.
Yeah,
this is exciting. This is an absolute positive. I can't stand people out in the real world. If there's less of them out there, I might even go out more, Finto.
Love it. I love it.
Well, and you could also consider this too, Finto. Whenever they did certain concerts in Fortnite, people could attend it, and they had, you know, events, which is really cool. So like imagine that in VR or in AR or mixed reality, whichever you prefer. Like it's excessive. Like again, I'm going back to accessibility. Like it just allows people who can't get there or won't get there to experience it.
I'm there. We could be sitting around table in VR having a podcast here, Finto. I know a guy.
That'd be
He
so
wants
fun.
he
Well,
wants
like-
me to do it anyways.
You could sit on your couch at home and be in a movie theater watching a film.
Yeah, without like the dumbass next to you checking their goddamn phone the whole fucking movie. This is the best thing ever.
Imagine we could all sit in the same theater watching the same movie. Be like a watch party, but we're all sitting in a virtual theater. Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
You're selling yourself on VR. You're selling yourself.
That's the kind of stuff that I like, but again, I would kind of feel like an idiot sitting on my couch at home pretending to be in a cinema, you know?
But that's the thing. Is, like, when you're in VR,
I don't know.
you're
It
not
just
thinking about
feels weird, dude, you know?
Oh man.
It's the experience, man.
Yeah.
And especially
Like,
because you can pick your own avatar.
Bro, people used to sit around and listen to a radio as a family. They used to like 5 people in the living room listen to a radio show, okay? Like, we're going to be okay, bro. Can you imagine? Like, gather around, kids. Old Jiminy Cricket Hour is coming out. We got to catch the live broadcast. Come here now.
Until we get that one War of the Worlds situation where people were sitting at the radio and thinking that it was real.
That's the best, bro.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Yeah, look, I hope it goes well. I really do. I'm all about tech, like, so, you know, of course I'm going to be interested in it, but I just worry about it a little bit for society, you know?
What if you could meet, you know, Robert Pattinson as Batman in VR? Like he's doing a meet and greet.
I'd prefer to
wouldn't-
be.
wouldn't
I
you-
would always prefer to be there in real life, though. That's like watching him on YouTube, like, you know. It's like, whatever. He's not. I'm not there, like, you know. Whereas if I'm actually standing beside him and I get to shake his hand, that's always going to be better to see him in real life, you know.
Well, what if he's actually talking to you? Like you get to hear him.
I'm sure I could fucking pay Cameo to do I could do a FaceTime with him now if I wanted, you know. Pay him $200 and have a chat with him, like, but. Yeah, I don't know. Again, it would always be better to have a real conversation with a person standing in a room, like, with them.
But in its place, we can't get you over to Robert Pattinson, but we can get you onto a VR call with him. I'm taking it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'd rather fly first class, but my ass isn't coach. Right along with everyone else. All right.
Love it. Have we got anything else, guys? We're like 2 hours in on a light week. I think the 2 hour podcast is pretty impressive, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I think we're good. I think we covered it all.
I think we did.
I mean, you didn't even think we were gonna get anything to talk about.
I know.
You're like, Doctor Strange? What? We didn't talk about that?
I actually, because I feel like I've been talking about it for days, that I just feel like we've talked about it, you know, like we've been hanging out in your stream talking about it. I've talked about it on my own stream. I just feel like we already were there. You know, it just feels like really old news to me. It's kind of funny, like when, obviously we did a podcast last Friday and then that happened on Sunday. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, all right, guys. A marvelous chat as always. We'll see you next week. I don't really know like what we're gonna do. We might need to have a kind of chat offline about what we're gonna do, because do we have any content next week? I don't think there's anything. There's nothing.
I'll bring my comics.
Peacemaker's done. Peacemaker's done, and there's nothing Star Wars. Like, should we rewatch something?
I think we should come up with something that's happened inside of the MCU and how it redefines the MCU and have a conversation about it.
Okay.
Like in the Eternals, I've seen a couple of people talking about what it means to have the big eternally god guy or whatever team
Celestial.
out in the Celestial in the ocean.
Yeah.
What does that mean for the sea? What does that mean for Earth? I think we should find something like that and explore what that means for something groundbreaking or ground shaking in the MCU going forward.
Speculating will breed so many hours into this podcast, so I completely agree with that.
But you're right. There's nothing to talk about in terms of actual content.
Yeah, nothing new.
Look,
maybe they'll drop something.
Yeah, maybe we might have a trailer or something. Just keep your ears to the ground, just with news and stuff like that. But look, you know, we can just talk about the sequels for 2 hours.
That's what maybe we should frame it like that, and we'll never talk about the sequels again. We'll just have a 2 hour fucking bitch fest about the Star Wars sequels and put it to rest.
It's never going to be put to rest, though. That's the problem. All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for being
Later,
here.
everyone.
Thank you so much.
Later, guys. Bye-bye.